was gonna start with the Garaman, but then I didn't want to, so I'm not going to. It's not such a nice. I'm not going to. All right, whatever. Let's start with. No Garaman. Sorry. All right. Welcome to this year's. I think it's this year's first official PTP of the year. PTP, if you guys don't know yet, stands for Prime Time Parsha. Learn about the Parsha. Alright, so before I start the speech, I want to thank Vari Leibowitz, Rav Shammai, and Rav Schachter, who all helped in some way help me with this Dvar Torah. So, you guys don't remember this, but my guys, Shana Bet guys do. Last time, at around this time last year, our dear mentor and friend, Gavi Asper, got up, just like Ben did, and one of the Shana Aleph guys will do. He got up and said the first year's PTP. Now, in PTP, usually we talk about what the name is, Prime Time Parsha. We talk about the Parsha. Gavi decided he didn't want to do that because he didn't think that would be the best thing to convey to his friends and fellow colleagues and the people around him. He wanted to do what he thought would really help them make the best out of the year and make the best change for the better. So, Ben Sora Mora. This week we talk about a topic in the Parsha where I'm pretty sure almost 90% of you at least spent a few weeks on in Gemara class over your college career. We talk about a rebellious and wayward kid. Right? It's someone that takes money from his father, goes out to Reshut Harabim and buys steak and then eats it. What does the Gemara tell us, or what does the Chumash and the Gemara tell us that happens to this kid? This kid gets killed. We kill him for stealing some money, and then go out to a restaurant and buying good steak, going to smoking teas or to Papagayas. My question is, why? Why are we killing him for doing such a seemingly not such a bad act? We all like food. Stealing, how much does a steak cost? $20, right? Not that much. Why are we killing this kid? So the Mishnah in the eighth parak of Sanhedrin tells us that we killed this kid al shem sofa, on what he will do in the future. We say that because he's along this path, he steals from his father, he buys in the Reshut Harabim, that we're killing him because what's going to end up happening, the trajectory of this kid. And we say, the Gemara is so short, that they detail the steps about how this kid will go from stealing some money and ending up killing someone. So we say it's better to kill him now as opposed to killing him after he kills someone when he's actually not innocent anymore. So I'm going to go back to the beginning of the PTP. I mentioned Gavi Asper when he got up here to speak. He didn't speak about the Parsha. He spoke about something that he thought would change, that he wanted to change, and he thought it was important to speak about. He got up here and spoke about 7 different ways to help you wake up in the morning, and that left a very big impact on me. He wanted to do something that he thought would leave an impact on his year. And why are we killing the Ben Sora Morer? Because we say he won't change. He starts a stealer, he's gonna end the killer. Gavi gets up, maybe he's not someone that wakes up in the morning, he got up, he wanted to change. After I thought about it more and more, it's a very deep message. We're not Ben Sora Morers. We're people that want to change. We're in yeshiva because we wanted to change for the better. We didn't want to look at ourselves as someone that stays the same their whole lives. We wanted to define ourselves differently. So this Elul, when we're doing teshuva, we're trying to become closer to God. Don't say, I'm going to change myself to turn myself into someone different. Rather, be like God. Say, I'm going to take these things and I'm going to look at myself differently. I'm going to define myself as someone that gets up in the morning. I'm going to define myself as someone that comes down, learns Gemara, starts a chavrusa with the Shana Bet guy. I'm going to do something that I never thought I could. I'm going to do something I never thought that I would do. May we all take this Ben Sora Mara and not be like him, learn the opposite, learn what Gavi taught us all back in my Shana Aleph, and make it the best out of our years.
So there's a story about a Rav very, very long ago from Lublin, a Chozeh from Lublin. And this rabbi specifically was very, very particular of who cut his hair. He was very, very careful, and unfortunately, his barber had passed away. So now, he needs to find a new barber. So his Talmidim got together, they found the best people in the town, and they compiled a list of the best barbers in town. So they bring each barber into the rabbi, and they say, the first one comes in, and the rabbi says, no, not him, get him away from me. He brings the second one in, and so forth, and he keeps on rejecting them over and over again. So the students are frustrated. What's going on? Like, these are the best barbers in town. Why is the rabbi rejecting all these top prospects? But there's one left. This lowly Joe Schmo, farmer, like regular guy, not so high, but they decide, what the heck, we'll let this guy come in. So he goes into the Rebbe, and the Rebbe says, this is the one. He starts cutting the hair. It's like, oh, this is a geschmack haircut. This haircut right here is kadosh. It's amazing. So the students are really, really confused. What the heck is going on? You rejected all these barbers that were so qualified for the job, and you picked this one guy that was so low? What's going on here? So they wanted answers. So they went to that barber, and they asked him, like, what's the deal? Like, why were you picked over all these great guys? So he originally said, I don't know. But they talked to him more, a couple shots later, and then he started speaking a little bit more. And he said that I lived on the town over from the Rebbe. And it happened to be that my friend, who fellow Jew, was framed for a crime he didn't commit, for stealing. And the punishment for stealing was you were put into the town square and you'd get beaten. And I thought to myself, I cannot let my fellow Jew go under this. So the next day, he goes into the middle and he says, I'm the thief. I'm the one who stole. He takes the beating for his fellow Jew. In this week's Parsha, it says, Lo sira es shor, achicha es o es shav, nedachim v'hislamlata mehem hashav tashim l'achicha. You shouldn't see your friend's ox or lamb that is running away and pretend like you didn't see it. You should surely return it to your brother. And then the later Pesukim go to talk about the objects. But there is an earlier time that it mentions the same mitzvah. But there are words that a little bit differently. Ki tifga shor oyevecha o ta'amru ta'av hashav tashvinu lo. When you encounter an ox of your enemy or his donkey wandering, you shall surely return it. So there are two differences in these pesukim. The first difference is the fact of why. The first one is talking about whether it's your enemy or whether it's your friend. So in this week's parsha, we talk about our friend. When it's your friend, you're supposed to run after them. You're supposed to run after the animal. But in this pasuk back in Mishpatim, we talk about this animal that's just wandering around, and you just happen to come across it. So the chiddush that we learn from this is that when we see our friend that is in need and is in need of us to go look for what they are missing, we need to go with extreme rizos and to make sure that we're very quick to make sure that our friends are okay. The second difference is what the Sefer HaChinuch says, is that we're talking about your enemy. And the fact is, and the Sefer HaChinuch gives us a case of someone who has lost an object who was your enemy and someone who's lost an object who is your friend. So the question is, who are you supposed to return it to first? Are you supposed to return it to your friend or are you supposed to return it to your enemy? So Sefer HaChinuch says you're supposed to return the lost object to your enemy. But why? My friend, I have a close connection with him, I want to make sure that he's okay. Why am I making sure that my enemy gets the thing that they need instead of my friend? So the answer is that the ultimate, eventually, that you want to make all your enemies your friends. And make them your brother. We might all have brothers and sisters back home, but this year, we all have to be brothers to each other. We have to pick each other up when we're down. We have to look out for each other. Just like this man in Lublin, this low man in Lublin that looked out for his fellow Jew who's getting beaten and took the beatings for him. So I give a bracha to all of us that we should all look to each other, to help each other, and to be brothers.
Amen.